Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Mimics. Are you on the comm? Hey, Mimics. Hey, Pixel.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Great. Keep playing that music.
Good.
That is by Girl. And this was created with one of our grants. So this is by Real Girl. And hopefully she'll pop in. If everyone can retweet the room, that would be awesome. Click on the little bubble in the bottom corner, and then you'll be able to retweet it. Get some more folks in here. Starting now. This is awesome. I love this. Such a vibe. She did a great job. Tiger. Woo. Hey, Britt, you made it. Yay. I'm glad you made it in time. And hey, Riley Beans, we're going to be getting with you shortly. It is a pleasure to see you up here on our stage. We're going to just play one more piece from Girl here, from Real Girl. And then we'll get started. My good. We need to get this music added to CC Music. .wtf.
Shout out to the amazing girl who made this music for the first round submissions. Amazing work.
She did a great job. I was trying to tag her and I just could not find her handle for some reason. But awesome job. So excited for our all our grantees. We're starting to see the products of what they've been working on, and it's amazing, isn't it, Mimics? So great to see. So we've seen, we've already had Shadow with her podcast, her BS Radio went live last week with over 600 people tuning in. Amazing. And then Real Girl just dropped her 5 pieces of music for us to use on our spaces, as well as to make it CC0, and it's going to be available to any of the little nouns to use. So it's exciting. Or anyone in the nouns ecosystem. And it's they're really some fun pieces of music. So we're super excited for that. Mimics, can you just do a quick update on what's happening with our Singapore prop? I know that's in the works.
Yeah. Actually, Elle just texted me today that she received the pads. So
awesome.
she told me that she have already scheduled to deliver them this Saturday, and she will take some photos, and I will share them on the Little Sisters Twitter account.
Fantastic. So that was that's part of an effort to I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the nonprofit that she's working with. It's is it Go with the Flow or something with the flow. Um, so they are providing feminine products, feminine hygiene products in Singapore to those who cannot afford them. So that is part of one of the grants that we had. And then we have also Britt, who has been doing some interviewing for us in spaces, and she's going to be doing some more of that with us. We didn't think she was going to make it here today, but she's here. Um, she got called away on work, but she is here. And I'm forgetting what is our last fifth one. I'm forgetting. Somebody help me. Mimics. What was the one I left out?
Oh,
Shadow Girl, Elle, Britt, and
that's it.
no, there's one more. There's
Shadow
five.
Girl. It's Shadow Girl.
Girl.
We had L. We had Brit. Oh yeah, we're missing one.
Why am I blanking? Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, whoever it is we're forgetting. We will think of it, and it'll probably be at an inconvenient moment. Anyway, all right. So we're excited that you're all here. One of the other things we want to oh
It's Norse. Norse.
oh, it's NARS. Oh, for God's sakes, how did I forget that? So they just voted on that. So our that's a joint prop or joint grant with NARSTOW, and we are sponsoring a female. We were looking for a female or non-binary skater or skateboarder, pro skater or skateboarder to sponsor, and they found one, and it's in the process of being voted on, and that is super cool. So that is going to be the fifth one. So Mimics, now we have a new grant round opening up. Can you tell everyone about that? And I'm going to go ahead and pin it up top while you do that.
Yep. We open our second round of submissions for the proposals. Now you can see what order's gonna pin out. Submissions are open from October 3rd to October 17th. We're still missing week and a half, almost a week and a half. If you we had another way of submission. We're now using address board. It's way better. They have a structure so you can answer the questions better, and it's easier for the people that are submitting. And yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to DM or get up on stage and ask them.
Yeah, you can pop up on if you have a question. Feel free to put your hand up. We'll bring you up and happy to answer those questions. We're also available on Wednesdays in Lil Nouns in the voice channel. When we have a meeting, it is open, so you can pop in there as well. And that's Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we have one more thing that I just pinned up there. We are doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Lil Noun next week on this show. And we extended our submission time by 1 week. So, what you're going to want to do is get some noggles on anything you want. So, create some art showing off some noggles or some photos or what have you. Get creative. Put some noggles on something. I see some really fun, creative photos that have already been posted. So on that tweet, you're going to quote retweet or comment below, and we'll be picking a winner next week. So they have until what date, Mimics, to get that in? Oops, I lost her. We can't hear you. Oh, maybe she
Uh,
can't talk.
yeah.
Sorry.
What do you say? I didn't hear you out.
What's the deadline for submissions for the next round? For
October
I'm sorry, for
17th.
the giveaway, for the giveaway, for the
For the
giveaway.
giveaway. Oh yeah, sorry. It's a week. So next Tuesday, and we're gonna announce
Tuesday.
it on
Okay,
Thursday on the Road to the
we're gonna
Space.
announce it. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So you have until next Tuesday. Get your submissions on. Let's see those noggles, and we'll announce a winner on Thursday. Did I cover everything? Is there anything else? Anything I missed before we move into our interview? I think that was all the stuff. I'm going to turn this over to Pixel and Britt for their interview with Riley Beans.
Hey, everybody. I just have to say, I'm so excited to be here tonight to speak with Riley Beans. And I'm also happy that Britt was able to make it. And we'll probably just sort of take turns and do the interview sort of together and sort of tag team asking questions of Riley Beans. Uh, I'm just really excited to have Riley Beans as a guest. If you don't know already, Riley Beans is an amazing community builder and was formerly with BFF and is now doing her own project. And so it's a really exciting time to be speaking with Riley Beans, which really any time is exciting. I mean, if you haven't checked out her Twitter and read a bunch of her threads, it's really worth doing. I mean, just get in there. There's a lot to learn. And also she's just so kind and it's just such a vibe. So not to make anybody feel self-conscious or anything ahead of time. But we're excited to have you here today and get to ask you some questions about like just some sort of wide-ranging discussion about you and your thoughts on Web3 and being a builder in Web3 community and all the kinds of things that you love to talk about. So welcome Riley Beans.
Welcome. Thank you. I am so excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a while, and I am excited to talk to you. And I also want to mention that. Hello.
Oh yeah, hello.
I got a phone
Hello?
call.
Oh, did we
Sorry.
lose you? Oh, there you are.
I love the music that you were playing. That was beautiful, and all the news makes me just even more excited to participate in Little Sisters.
Great.
Yay.
Yes. Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, that was our first round of proposals that kind of were going directly through Little Sisters, and it's really exciting to see what's coming of it and getting people just sort of more information out there and letting people know how they can get involved. And really the thing that's so amazing about it, and I was speaking to a friend earlier today, who I see down in the listening audience down there. Hi, Deb 777 down there. We were speaking earlier today about some other projects, but she was having some wanted to get some ideas about how do you get funding through Little Sisters. And we talked about it for a while, and then at the end I was just like, the thing is, you don't have to own anything. You don't have to buy an NFT to be a part of this community. You don't have to make any special, you don't have to do anything ahead of time. You just come with your ideas, and the whole ecosystem of it is set up to give away money. So it's just it's a pretty amazing thing. And once people understand it more, it's really cool. It's really cool to see what can come of it.
Yeah, it's exciting to learn about an ecosystem like that. I see a lot of the nouns around, and I'm ready to dive in.
Awesome. Well, maybe I should just get started asking you some of our questions that we have sort of set up ahead of time, and also are just curious to know more about you. I know from my experience, because I have been following you for a while, some of these questions you've answered somewhat in some of your threads, but I'm really excited to hear about you just kind of speak about them, just casually or extemporaneously about what you think. So what is your background outside of Web3?
Yeah, so my background is in IT. I spent most of my career as a network engineer, as a incident manager, problem manager, and working on processes to make things easier in corporate life. I spent 5 years in retail corporate, then went to work for about 4.5 years in finance, and totally different worlds, but same skill set and all pretty exciting, but utilizing those skills along the way, and sort of growing those skills of um, sort of putting out high level fires every day is exhilarating and has been super exciting to bring those learnings into Web3.
Yeah, that is so great. I mean, really so applicable to Web3, right? Where everything is happening all the time. People are having drama, right? Like just like corporate life. It's not like really any different. It's just people being people. And that's such great experience to bring into Web3 and really bring into any space. But to go from retail, which is, its own thing, its own set of challenges, its own set of pressures and time deadlines, and then to finance, which can be extremely high pressure. Do you have any sort of thoughts or stories about like how the either of those things just sort of felt like directly tied to things that have happened to you in Web3?
Yes. So I want to go a little bit deeper there and say that my time spent in retail corporate um, was interesting in that that's when I came out, and in a very conservative environment, it wasn't as fun as when I moved to finance and was working in sort of HR, and um, you know when you are surrounded all the time by people who kind of either clearly don't really love you, or are sort of fighting against you succeeding. It makes it so much easier whenever you go into a new space and can introduce yourself as your true self, and no one knows who you were before that. And so coming into Web3, that's a real sentiment that I came into intentionally, right? Coming into this space, I knew I wanted to bring my full self, my authentic self into what we're doing here, and sort of show people that, hey, people who live and are you know living their lives like I do, are here and surviving and thriving and succeeding.
That is such an important point. I mean, the visibility, being visible, um, being in the midst, having identity that's changing, and whether that's threatening to people or not, and whether that's how it's received, and all of that I really do feel like is so important and integral to Web3. And I do feel like we do have these spaces here like these that are really celebrating non-binary builders and other women, marginalized builders overall. um, was that part of your journey? What was your journey into Web3 like? Was there anything in particular that you were like, how did you find your way here?
Yeah, so my journey started sort of in the spring-ish of last year, when I started to invest a little bit and get myself knowledgeable and ready to do more than that. It took a lot of learning and experimenting and some failure, and we all go through this journey of what does this all mean, and so I really took my time to read a lot and listen to a lot of different opinions, and was able to make my own opinion, and not and I really tried to keep an open mind. And because I am so technically inclined, I was able to sort of figure things out and understand what these YouTubers and white paper writers are saying, and so that made it a lot easier for me to understand it. I've always been technically inclined, and so I think that was a real advantage for me. But what I did was I just spent a lot of hours learning, and not really talking to anybody about it, just sort of keeping it to myself and figuring it out. Um, but towards the end of last year in the fall, I uh, learned about this on-chain social network called DeSo, and that really opened my eyes to what the possibilities are in the space as far as bringing people together in the name of decentralization, right? And so that's when my journey really accelerated.
I love listening to you. I feel like you're one of the best informed people in the space, honestly, that I know of, that I listen to. I love hearing you speak about DeSo and about decentralized social networks. I agree. I think they're so fascinating, and it is one of the biggest, most interesting and exciting use cases for Web3. I really do. And my next question is going to be, what are some of the things that you attribute your success? I feel like you're kind of answering that already. You were speaking about, you know, your your prior knowledge, your ability to read these things, to listen to these things, to sort of synthesize what you are hearing and be able to form your own opinions. Is there anything else that you would say, like, hey, don't miss? This also attributed, my current, success in the space and being able to sort of enter and become who you are, really like influential and known and, just doing great work. Besides what you've already spoken about, or is there anything else that you would say, like, this was important? This was important to coming in.
Um, I think knowing the importance of a powerful network and being able to harness that confidence in myself allowed me to um, surround myself and other people at the same time with the knowledge and the resources that this space offers. And so when I entered sort of the NFT Discord space and started entering communities here, I sought out people who could help me succeed quickly, because I knew that those people would be critical for anything that I do, right? You know, it's just like when you're in high school. When at least for me, I I'm looking for the smartest people in the room, and I run to them and I just absorb everything that they know, and then I also managed to make some really connected friends as well, who were able to connect me with the right people and sort of learn at an accelerated pace. Does
I,
that make
I
sense?
It totally makes sense. And I really like the way you're talking about it too, because it's like, it is such a give and a take, right? Like, having a great network, it is it is important. It absolutely is. Who you know is so much of the kind of opportunities that will be open to you. But it is also like, what do you do with it, right? I mean, a network isn't really much help if you're not actually able to do something with it, and recognizing your part in it, and like that was important, that is, really a big attribute to your success in the space. And I'm really hoping that other people that are listening, that are builders, are really hearing this, because I feel like there really are so many communities. There are so many communities in Web3 that we can leverage, to meet other people, to grow our network, and to find out what other people are doing and learn a lot. I mean, not to just always bring it back to nouns, 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 but this is the little sister space, so I will. The noun ecosystem is amazing. I mean, it is full of people that want to build. I mean, that's the reason that people are there. And the discords for the nounish spaces are full of people that are building things, making things, creative people, people that want to share ideas. And I have nothing against any community space where it's purely social. And of course, there's social things happening there too. But it's like being connected to a community of people that are building, then that's a different kind of a community than necessarily like just a hanging out community. Not that there isn't anything. There's certainly like a lot of to be gained from a hangout community too. Um, but it's so I think it's just so smart. Like I hope everybody's listening and hearing like get connected, meet people. When you hear somebody who's out there who's smart, pay attention, try to hang out with them, connect with them over and over. I just think that's so smart. I wanted to give Britt a chance to come up and maybe ask some questions herself because this was to be her interview and it just wasn't clear she was going to be able to get out of work in time. So I was stepping in. Plus, I was just excited about it. So, but maybe Britt wants to step up. Britt, are you available?
Yes, thank you. I'm finally home. I was driving the whole time, so I didn't want to to cut out or anything. Riley Beans, thank you so much for being here with us. I really appreciate it. You taking the time and really diving deep into your journey here and everything you've done thus far. I was just very interested because you mentioned, and I've seen like the BFF project, kind of if you could like walk us through how you got involved with that and kind of what gave you kind of like wings kind of to branch out and become the great community leader that you are now.
Yeah, happy to talk about that, and it's good to hear from you, Britt. Um, uh, Now, I want to just preface this that I'm not with BFF anymore, but that was a major point in my journey. It's like a huge stepping stone from, going from nothing to, where that went. Um, you know, a key point in that process was befriending, and like we were talking about, that network, building that network with Christine from BFF. Um, she really helped me to learn sort of how things move in the space. And there is no one, not a single person in Web3 that is the type of friend and, um, you know, a source of knowledge that Christine holds for me and for so many other people. And so harnessing that early gave me the confidence and the power to sort of uh, excel and have the ability to teach and spread my own knowledge through thousands of people in the BFF community. She, the people in the BFF community are so nice. There's a lot of power in just being nice. Because when you share yourself and just your everyday, your whatever knowledge that you may have outside of Web3, I think that when you do that enough, you find in that journey that there are people surrounded by you that can sort of help lift you up along the way.
I love that. I totally agree. It kind of goes into the next question. This is one of my favorite questions that I like to ask too, is like, as a builder in this space, how do you feel like we can support you and make you feel like, we have your back and we want to make sure that like, I don't know, I just like to make sure that people feel supported as much as they can.
Yeah, this is an interesting question because I have said this before, and that the role of community builder or manager is sometimes it can be lonely in that you're surrounded by thousands of people who sort of care about you, but at the end of the day, this is a truly trustless space, right? It's very difficult to make 100% friends, and because of that, sometimes this role, however important it is, you really have to choose your friends wisely. However, I feel supported when I get DMs from people who have been who resonate with something that I say, or tell me that they've learned something specific and have actually implemented that in their everyday, or or that their especially in Web3, has been improved by something that I did or have done. And I think that's really exciting to me. That I made an impact, right? I think everyone wants to feel that way.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think it's what brings, like you said, if you're nice, it's kind of what brings people together. Like the nice people all kind of like feel the same energy and come together and kind of feed off of that. But unfortunately, like you said, there are some bad apples here too in this Web3 space. So it is smart to always be super vigilant and careful. Um, but as we move on, kind of like as far as I just kind of want to ask you about your project you're doing now, because I'm super interested to see. We've kind of gone over the past and how you got into Web3, what you're doing, but I'd like to know for the future, like what are you working on?
Yeah, of course. So I'm, I help out, anyone that asks for help. I try my best to help them out. So I do help a few projects here and there, and a few people who ask for that. Um, so I just love doing that. Now, when I've been thinking about this project, however you want to label it, for quite a while, and so I'm working in a partnership with X Collective, and I'm not going to go too far into it, but what we're going to be doing is creating opportunities to upskill and and um, eh, uh, make the lives of community leaders in Web3 easier, and sort of create ways to get people paid, right? I came into this space needing a job because mine was ending, my contract was ending. So it's important for me to help other people get work as well. Right. So we're going to be training and putting new and prospective moderators through a coursework that will help them uh, get paid in the space, and that's really important to me. So going through this course will allow someone to be recognized as a moderator who's been through this coursework, and it will show prospective employers that, hey, you know what you're doing, and there's like no way around that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. It's almost like a certification in a sense of like this proves that you do know what you're doing. That's really, really neat too. I feel like to have something in Web3 like that. And to me, that's the cool thing about Web3 is it's kind of open, right? There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of avenues to travel down, because it's kind of we're kind of in the beginning of doing all that. So that's so neat to hear that. I'm really excited for you. I hope that that all goes well and it's a smooth journey. I know
I just
sometimes that can be rough.
Can I just jump in for a second? And
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt, but I do want to say, like, I have been a community moderator volunteer, not ever paid, but I've been that for a couple communities now. And I just am so excited to hear you say, like, you're actually going to put something together, because the reason the reason from what I can tell that people end up community moderators is because they're in the community and they're nice and they're there and they're present and they're helpful, right? Like, just because some people have a helpful nature and they just, when people ask questions, they answer the questions. If they can answer them, they answer them. And those people tend to end up community moderators, but it doesn't mean you know what you're doing, right? And then sometimes, like, at one of the times, like, the Discord got taken over by trolls and I was panicking. So I'm like really excited to hear that, like, you would have some kind of coursework that would maybe address, like, hey, this is how you do community moderating, and here's some maybe technical things you need to know, and, like, here's some things that maybe you didn't think about before you said yes. That's exciting.
I told you should have kicked them out. You wouldn't listen to me.
I didn't know how. Oh, that was not the only place
I
that
know,
was.
I know.
There's
I'm
been
just
trolls in
kidding.
all of them. Trolls in
I'm
all of
sure
them.
there has.
That was a different
But I
time.
remember
Different.
that. I remember a particular situation. I was like, you guys should just start kicking them out.
I didn't
No.
even know I had moderator privileges and had no idea how to kick someone out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just, I'm glad you're educating.
Hey Riley,
Yep.
do you also have fun when you're a community manager playing whack-a-mole with a band hammer when that happens?
You know, it's really that's an interesting question, because the thing is, if you set up a Discord server properly, you don't get that kind of thing. You
Yeah.
really don't. In BFF, I'm just gonna tell you right now, bots and trolls, they don't get through. They're not in the BFF server. It's just, it doesn't happen because the Discord server is set up properly, and that's how every server should be set up. There's like, it's wild to me that so many get it wrong.
Well, thank you for teaching people how to do it properly. I'm
You're
excited.
welcome. It's exciting to me that there's so many things that are possible with this technology, and like it's just exciting to me that you can just dream up something and make it happen.
That is definitely true. It is one of the most
When
amazing things.
okay, it's Riley, when is it going to be available, your course?
We don't have a date yet, but it's going to be like, I mean, I can't really think of like a ballpark estimate, but it's going to be soon.
Okay, great.
I just don't
I
have it.
just I definitely want to learn more, because I could definitely see sending a few students in that direction
Yeah.
who have an interest. So definitely keep me in mind when that is available.
Yeah, so it's going to be an ongoing thing, so it's not a one-time event.
Great. I love it.
I'm psyched. I'm so excited.
I feel like you're like a vast wealth of knowledge, Riley, and I just want to sit here and like listen to everything. I'm trying to like soak it all up too. What Okay, so here's another question I like asking too, because you're so knowledgeable and I feel like you've been through a lot of different scenarios and circumstances in life. Looking back, and let's say like you're trying to tell your younger self some words of wisdom. What would you tell yourself now, knowing what you know and like having gone through the things you've gone through?
Oh, well, that's like a all-day conversation. So, I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and taken a lot of risks that, some of them turn out well and some of them turn out terribly. But I take those risks and I fail so that I can succeed, right? I learn from those mistakes. And, you know, if we're talking about Web3, what would I do now, and what would I look back on? Obviously, I would buy more ETH when it was like $1, right? Um, But, you know, more seriously, I think what I would tell myself is that it's okay to be yourself and to not hide, and also to slow down a little bit. Um, I I'll tell you a little bit of a secret. For most of my life, I was really lazy and I didn't apply myself. And so I'm sort of playing catch up for all that. Um, but once I did that, I went into overdrive. And so I didn't know where my own boundaries were because I had been going at this glacier speed for most of my life, and now I'm hitting the gas pedal and don't like my body and my brain didn't really know how to handle that. So, yeah, take better care of yourself. That's what I would tell myself.
I love it. I love it. And so very important too. Although like some people will say that's kind of gotten like self-care and stuff has gotten cliche. I like that it is because it brings more awareness to the space of yes, go touch grass, go outside, get fresh air, do what you have to do, hydrate to take care of yourself because we only have our body, you know, and once it gets a little upset, you know, you start getting headaches or it'll tell you like, no, something's not right. So you definitely do need to take care of yourself and make sure that you prioritize that too. Because some people don't prioritize it. And I've tried to get better at that too. When I first got on to Web3, I was up at like all hours of the night, degenning with my friends and still trying to go to work and trying to take care of my kid. And I was like, oh, wow, like I need to just slow down and kind of take a step back and reprioritize. But as I've done that, like it's gotten a lot better too for me to be able to like organize my thoughts and process things that go on in Web3. And because it's also new to me, like I'm barely a year in kind of learning the technology side of it. So, yeah, I can only imagine like now going at super speed what people are having to learn every day. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. Um, I hope we've made you feel welcome and that you feel like you can build with us and bring other people on to build with us because that's kind of the whole point of like these spaces and Little Sisters is to empower non-binary and female and marginalized builders and creatives in Web3. So if there's anything you think we can do better or any way we can come together and kind of support you know, people in Web3, we're all for it, and that's what we're here for. So I'm super excited too that you're here with us as well.
Yeah, well, with people like Pixel and Robot Fish Girl in the community, you can go anywhere.
Aw, you're such a
Oh,
It's true. They rock. It's
Yeah,
been
let me tell
so
you a
awesome
story.
having you here. Oh, let's hear it. Oh,
oh
wait,
stories,
story
story time.
time. Let's go.
When I met Pixel in person,
Oh
it was the happiest moment, and I actually did start crying because we had connected a few times, and you know, being in New York actually for the first time. That was my first time in New York City, and
wow,
being being at an NFT conference, being there as a speaker, and being under, I guess putting myself under a bit of pressure. It was just a sigh of relief to see someone that I could resonate with and could relate to on some level, right? Knowing the way in which we had connected before.
thank
I love
you.
it.
I felt like that too. It was really really special. It was
yeah,
really special
same.
to meet you in person, and it is really interesting because this is something that's I don't even know how to talk about it in the context of Web3. Like, we all feel like, oh, we're doing this thing and it's the metaverse and who cares about the physical life? But seeing people and meeting people in person, it is different. And it was so amazing to actually meet you in person, and like very affecting. And I'm really excited that I got to meet you in Web3 at all, and that I got to meet you in person. Um, and I just think I really have been able to meet, and this is kind of pointing to what you were saying. It's just that I have been able to meet like some really special people here, and it's real, you know? The metaverse is real, I guess.
I totally agree with you, and I agree that go the two conferences I went to over the summer, including NFT NYC, where I got to meet Pixel and Robot Fish Girl in person. It connects you differently to those folks that you meet in person, and it just kind of solidifies that relationship that you've already been building virtually, and it definitely is extra special. So I hope I get to meet more of you in person. So somewhere down the road. But I totally agree with that. Um, if anyone
Riley is
else
also
wants,
just a really
oh, sorry,
supportive friend. Riley's just a really supportive
lovely.
friend. So
That's so much deeper than when I got to meet Pixel, because I'm pretty sure I just walked up to them and was like, "Hey, you have weird hair colors too. We're friends now." Um,
I think that was the exact conversation. I think I
I
overheard
think
it.
that's
It
literally
was
what I
something
said.
along those lines.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was something like that. And then you said, "Here, let me take you under my New Yorker wing and show you everywhere and take care of you all day long." And I was like, "Thank you very much. I will allow this. Thank you."
I was
And
like,
I
I
was
found an
standing there
introvert.
in a flamingo
I'm
sweater going,
adopting them.
obviously, you should know who I am. My
Yes.
flamingo has noggles. Figure it out. Figure out who I am. Um, does if anyone else has questions who's in the audience, please just request. We'll bring you up. I did want to note that I did pin Riley Bean's pin tweet into the Jumbotron above there, also known as the Nest. So, and it's really good. I would highly recommend you take a look. I loved your lessons learned. Totally agree. I also wanted to just point out that round 9 of Lil Noun's DAO Prop House is open. So within Little Sisters, we have a grants round that we have 5 people within the team who look at the proposals and make a decision. In the Lil Noun's Prop House, it's voted on by all. Anyone who owns a Lil Noun can vote on the props and pick the winners. And anyone, I believe, with an ETH address, do you need a? I don't think you need a Lil Noun for Prop House. You need it for. I think you just need it for.
Correct. You don't need a little
Unchained,
non for
correct?
Rocket.
Right. So you don't need a Lil Noun for. So if you have an idea that you would like to submit, now is the time, either to Lil Sisters if you are a woman non-binary and you're building something in that's nounish, or for anybody at all, come on into Prop House. That is another option. And for the Lil Sisters grants, it's going to be 1 ETH for this next round. And for Lil Noun's DAO, it is 2 ETH. So you can see those pinned tweets up above in the nest. And any other questions in the audience or anyone else who's on stage already? Cool. Riley Beans, it has been such a joy having you here. I've been so excited to be able to meet you. I kind of feel like I just, interacted with you here and there on Twitter. I just saw you, but I didn't really get to know you. So I feel like this has been such a fun space to be able to get to know you better. Always admired your work, and you always seem like such a positive influence on the ecosystem, which I love. So thank you so much for being here. And Mimics, I don't know if you have the soundboard up, but there is a POAP sound, but I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but if you can find it, pop it on there. It is time for our POAP. If I don't have anything else, I don't see anybody else with a hand up or anything. So it is time for our POAP. If you are not familiar with POAPs, they are proof of attendance protocol, a little digital souvenir of your time here with Riley Beans and the Little Sisters team. And if you have the POAP app already downloaded on your phone, open that up. If you do not, go to poap.xyz and download the POAP app. And then you are going to click on the Mint sign, the Mint link where it says Mint and then a plus button. Click on that plus and then click on secret word. And your secret word is all lowercase, no spaces, Lil Riley Beans. So LILRILEYBEANS. Lil Riley Beans. And you will get this week's POAP with the amazing art by Illustradora.
Yay, yay! Yay, yay!
There we go. Now she's got it. She's got that soundboard kicking.
Yeah, and that art by Illustradora, she's paid to make it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I wouldn't say everything is funded ahead of time in the Nouns ecosystem. Some people do things and then get retro funded. Some people do things and they never put in for funding. That's just, sometimes people are in a community, they like
that
to do things.
Too.
That happens too. But yeah, that is a wonderful part about Nouns, is that you really can get paid for doing the thing that you're good at, that you're talented with, that you love, your passions. And one thing I did want to say, because Riley Bean said this earlier, and I just wanted to repeat it, that one of the things that is a motivator and makes you feel supported is to hear when you have helped someone and to hear when you've touched them. I know that we are all getting where we are with help, right? And just let people know. Just let people know how you touch their lives. And it's just going to it's going to help you. It's going to help them. And I really thank Riley Beans for bringing that up.
Could not agree more. That is so true. Tell people you love them while you can. Any other last words from anyone, or notes, or anything I forgot? All right. Hey, Mimics, get some music ready. Some real girl.
We got someone up that was requesting to get up, so.
Okay,
cool. Okay, great.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So go ahead, Deb, you're on. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I know we kind of closed the door on speakers, but I just wanted to jump in for a quick sec. Hi. This is such a weird mixing of colliding of worlds, this space. It's really fun. I've been connected with Riley and Pixel for a long time, and it was fun listening to the New York conversations, because I got to meet both of them in New York, and it was funny because Pixel and I think talked for about 45 minutes before we realized that we had known each other for a long time, because neither of us were wearing our PFPs on our face, right? And so that was pretty funny that we connected and then realized we were already connected. So that was pretty cool. And then Riley, I've told this story a few times, but again, because I didn't have my PFP masquerade mask on, when I saw you, I just jumped and hugged you, and you were like, "Oh, hi, who are you?" Anyway, it was pretty fun to meet you in person. And just, it was earlier today, Pixel and I had a call about a few things, and I really got introduced to this whole community, and I'm excited about it. And I think the whole Nouns, Little Nouns, all of it is an amazing opportunity that I'm excited for more people to learn about. I just had one question. Can people submit applications for both Little Sisters and Prop House, or is it one or the other?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I would say do both, especially if you never know. You never know. You might not get funded for both. You might. It just depends. So I would definitely recommend, if you've got a really strong idea, put it in both.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Always. And like I was saying to you earlier, is just putting the proposals up is a form of marketing. I mean, I think everybody here should hear that. If you have an idea and there's something that you want to get out in the world, even if you're never sure if you're going to get funded or not, right? But if you want to talk about your ideas and what you want to build, getting into Prop House is a great place to be, because there's tons of people in there and they're going to read your proposal. and they're going to decide if they're going to vote on it. And people who are also proposing are going to read your proposal to see who their competition is. And so it's just a great way to get attention and, get eyes on what you're building. You don't have to have any kind of NFT of any kind to make a proposal. I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you were super helpful when we chatted this morning, but I just wasn't sure about the multiple applications. That's awesome. And I have to give a shout. Oh, shoot. I think they just left, but I was going to say Morgana, my PFP twin was in the space with me, but I think they're gone.
Oh, I
anyway,
saw that.
This was such a great space. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing me up for my question.
Thanks for popping up. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. And if you have the question, someone else does. So that was a great question.
I just want to give Riley Beans a chance to say anything else or just sign off or anything.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun, and I just want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me tonight.
Thank you so much for coming. I really
thank you
appreciate
for being here. Yeah, we love that you were here. We really appreciate you being here with us. And yes, Pixel, I have hundreds. Do you want to know how I have hundreds?
Yes, I want to know how you have
Twitter
hundreds.
App. Go update your Twitter app. You will have
all those hundreds flying around. Okay, I have to just update my app.
Everybody put your hundreds up just to bug Pixel because she doesn't have hundreds and she's mad about it. So everyone who has hundreds, just hit them right now. Just
beautiful.
For fun.
I love it.
That was just a little bit of torture for you. There you go.
I love it. I don't love it at all.
I know. I'm glad they brought the hundreds back. I'm very happy. So I also just pinned one more thing up there. We're starting a little book club, and I was calling it a discussion group, but I keep defaulting to book club because I really hate the word book club because it sounds like my mom. It's like something that, if I'm 70, I should be doing. Anyway, we are starting a Nounish book club on the Network State. The Network State is a very interesting look at, can you create a country online, essentially. So if you have any interest in that, you can take a look. If you're interested, just hit me up and I will send you the Discord link. And I think, is that everything? Did I miss anything? Anybody? Last call.
That's
all right, Mimix, get the music. Play us out with some Real Girl. And thank you to the Noun Square. Tonight, there's an 8 o'clock soapbox with NARS. And tomorrow around 12:30 is the Noun o'clock at Noun Square. I think I got that right. I hope I got that right.
We love the little sisters. You guys are awesome. It was really nice to meet you, Riley.
Oh, Aptoshi, hello.
Yay. Hi, sorry for being
Hello, Contest Toshi.
Contest Toshi, Naptoshi, Aptoshi, all the Toshis are here.
Sugar Toshi.
He's been hiding in the background. We're glad you're here. Thanks, Aptoshi, for hosting us.
Thank you guys. You guys have awesome, awesome spaces. Thank you so much.
And thanks to Real Girl for this amazing music. We love it. You're up. Thanks, everybody. We're going to sign us off in 3, 2, 1.